Assalamu alaikum ji, Samiullah Sami from Education Scenario, and we are pleased to share that today we have with us Dr. Imran Masood, and he is a personality who has been in this education sector for the last at least 2 decades. I know him personally. When he was a minister for the education in Punjab, he was very kind enough to go to the every that place that can promote the Punjab education and the institution as well. So we are lucky enough that today we have interacted him to know about his views that how important is the international students for Pakistani universities as far as the our foreign exchange is concerned, as far as we want that there should be Pakistani ambassadors as well globally, wherever from which country they are. So let's see what is his opinion about the foreign students for Pakistani universities. So over to Dr. Imran Masood sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Well, I think that Study in Pakistan program is a wonderful program. This is what we have been trying for many years to bring in and attract the international students to Pakistan. It remains the duty of the government of Pakistan to formulate such a policy which should be a very easy policy for any international student who has to come to Pakistan in terms of getting a visa. Now, getting a visa is a big problem, a big issue. It takes months and months for an international student coming into Pakistan and he does not get any NOC or any clearance. And then we lose that student and he goes or she goes elsewhere to some other country. Now, Pakistan is in a financial crisis these days. All we're looking for is a foreign exchange. So, this area is a wonderful area. It's very well thought of by the education scenario and also by the Higher Education Commission. And as a private association, APSEP also will be a partner in it because we think that it is also our duty to facilitate this program by initiating a good policy. Now, the rules are that we need to have the NOC of the Higher Education Commission because the laws in Pakistan actually do not allow universities to operate outside their territorial jurisdiction. So, Pakistan government, we might need some new legislation or just an NOC coming from a Higher Education Commission. We do have a couple of universities which have their campuses outside Pakistan and they recruit the students there for 2 years and they do a 2+1 or 3+1 program and attracting the students, foreign students to Pakistan. But in this case, in Study in Pakistan program, the government should come up with very nice policies where these international students should not have any problem while studying in Pakistan. We do have currently about 2,500 international students in Pakistan from various nationalities. Now, when they want to apply their visa, they have a lot of problem. When they come to Pakistan, the opening of the bank account is a big trouble. And then they don't have the NOCs, they don't have the social security, they don't have any protection also. So there should be a package introduced by the government. Like in India, India takes only 15 days to process the case of the visas of the international students. That is why a lot of international students they go to India. Now Pakistan has to be very smart in terms of devising a policy where we must attract these students in Pakistan, especially the international students. So I think it's a wonderful thought which has to be materialized on the ground. And I think now is the time that we must introduce new policies and we all should collaborate just to attract these international students in Pakistan. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, one more question that I would like to put. As far as the visa for the overseas or international students is concerned, you absolutely mentioned the right area. The education scenario have been appointed as their advisor to the Malaysian government for their education for all the public and private sector universities. And recently, we have arranged some collaboration with the Pakistani universities, and the delegations was there. So we hosted them, and there are 4 or 5 education ministries people and more than 8 eight universities representative, all they were Malaysians. So what they have basically a one window operation for the international students like EMGS, their organizations parallel to the HEC, and what they have dedicated to them, they not only they can recruit the students from all over the world, they also recommend or they ensure the visa of the international students as well. So don't you think that HEC in collaboration with the universities should devise and such mechanism which can facilitate to the international students on the insurance and the guarantee of the individual universities like in Malaysia and like in UK as well? So universities are the main stakeholders. They recommend the students for the visa. So what do you think, sir?
Well, I think it's a wonderful suggestion. In terms of study in Pakistan program, where we want to attract the international students, we must have a one window operation. By one window operation, I mean that there should be only one body which should be responsible of the clearance of the student's ticket, student's visa, student's arrival, his accommodation, and also his opening up of the bank account, and then his admissions in Pakistan. So this entire matter should be dealt by a one single body as a one single window operation. Now, what happens is, if any student wants to come to Pakistan, first he has to go to the Ministry of Interior for his clearance. The Ministry of Interior sends to our agencies, to the ISI, and to all the important agencies for his clearance. The clearance then takes about another 6 months to 1 year. And so all other allied departments like the State Bank gets involved in opening up a bank account, and then in the provincial departments they also sort of intervene, because you have to report, you have to look after the security of those students. So all these departments, if they are dealt independently, it takes years and years to get a clearance. So I strongly profess, I strongly demand that, and we're going to be working on these lines, that we must have one single, one window operation where we should not lose this student, because the student is time, barred. His admissions are timed. If he loses 1 year, then it will be a wastage of his career. So we need to consider their careers. We need to consider the timelines, and we should come up with a fantastic, ways and means to have a very, very easy processing of his visa and his arrival and his admission of the international students in Pakistan. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Sir, the last question, keeping in your mind your precious time. So I would come to the last question that this is that how APSEP and education scenario can collaborate or for the delivery of this project to the Pakistani nation or the Pakistani universities. So being a focal person for the APSEP, how do you think that what will be the win-win position for the both the bodies?
Well, APSEP is a private sector body which says it is all private sector universities of Pakistan. Pakistan has about 260 plus universities altogether, and out of 260, 90 universities are private sector universities, all four provinces in AJK and capital Islamabad. Now, APSEP is a big stakeholder in terms of the education policy which is being implemented in Pakistan. It will be a wonderful partnership between APSEP, Educational Scenario, and Higher Education Commission. We, as all universities, are the implementers of the policy which is given by the Government of Pakistan and Higher Education Commission. So if the government says that we need to have international students, so the implementers are going to be these universities. So universities become a part and parcel as an important stakeholder of this whole program. So I think it will be a great partnership. It will be a very strong bond in communicating with the other stakeholders which are outside Pakistan, in inviting those people, having awareness programs, having seminars, conferences, having attending exhibitions, and so all areas which require interventions and our support, APSEP will be there to, extend fullest support to the Higher Education Commission as well as to the education scenario.
Sir, would you like to give your message about the education scenarios since you are one of the respected personality who knows education scenario for the last 2 decades?
Well, I think the government of Pakistan should focus on enhancing the budget allocations to the education sector. We are still stuck to a very low GDP share which is given to the education sector. And my other suggestion would be that private sector should be given importance because our intake in the higher education sector of the student is very low. If you consider the comparison in our regional comparison, in the South Asian region, Pakistan is very, very low in the index and in the, as compared with the other universities. So I would strongly support the idea of giving more funds to the education sector, and private and public universities both. They should work as partners with the government, and they should facilitate a student who's coming from a college entering into the university, and we all must work very hard to enhance the intake of our students in the higher education sector. And this intake, the percentage is very low, and we need to catch up. We need to have more and more students in our university sector, and all these stakeholders can play a very, very vital role. The government, the regulators can facilitate the private sector. They can also facilitate the public sector. They can support the private sector. They can give trainings. They can support them in the research facilities. They can also call their personnels, the HR, for trainings given by the government. So lots of things can happen in support and in collaboration with the government sector. So my strong message would be that we need to enhance our literacy rate of Pakistan. We need to get more and more of our youth educated, and once they're educated, we need to place them well on the placements. And the human resource has to be trained. Pakistan has a very big human resource in terms of having a big youth. 65% of people population is youth in Pakistan. It's one of the biggest numbers in the world. So Pakistan has a strong a foothold in terms of human resource. All we need is to channelize this human resource, give them opportunities so that they can get their skilled degrees, and then they can be placed well, and then they can start earning money and supporting their country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful insight and what a wonderful information and to the point information for the education sector, particularly for the overseas international students. So the viewers have seen that we would like to request to the worthy vice chancellor of the different universities that come forward and join this initiative, which is for them, which is meant for them. And bringing international students to Pakistan would not only give the foreign exchange, but would also will make it the brand ambassadors of Pakistan, and that is we really need in the world. Thank you very much.